Hello everybody, my name is Ponkers and today we are playing the new skate game. This took me a minute to get working, but I got it to work. I'm on my computer obviously, but I'm playing with Xbox remote. It was an annoying process, but anyways. I have been granted the greatest gift a man could be gifted, and that is early access to the new skate game. I've had it for about 2 months, August and July. It was beginning of July when I got it. So I've had it for about 2 months. I've been playing it a lot, and I've got some thoughts and opinions to share. I'm sure you've all seen videos online of what this skate game is like from other content creators and whatnot, but I'm just going to throw my 2 cents in there. I'm sure it's going to be very parallel with what's already out there, because I think it's a pretty strong consensus on the community and what they think about this game from the people who have played it and from what people have seen so far. It's okay. It's all right. Well, I'll get more into it, but today I'm just gonna be playing the game and giving my thoughts on the new skate game. Not Skate 4. It's just Skate. And that's a very clear distinction. Keep in mind, very, very, very clear distinction that it is not Skate 4. It is just Skate. But I'll get more into that in a minute. Let's get into the game. All right, we are in the game here. This is what it looks like. I'm technically not done with the tutorial because it takes a very long time. I'll get to it eventually, and we're not going to be focusing on that today. I made my character here, obviously with a similar haircut to mine. But yeah, this is the new skate game. I've been waiting for this for roughly 8 years since I first put my hands on Skate 3. Fell in love with it as a whole, and here we are today with Fortnite with skateboards. Now, when I say that, I don't mean that sarcastically. This literally feels like Fortnite with skateboards, but I'll get into the graphics later. The developers, when they made this game, or when they were talking about it a couple years back, I remember they were very clear to make it a point that this is not Skate 4, that this is a new game unrelated to the Skate game series.
For the love of God, just call the game Skate 4, not Skate, for the second time.
No, sorry, the game is just Skate, it's not Skate 4.
And now that I have played the game, I know exactly what they mean. I completely agree with them that this is not a continuation of the Skate franchise, the Skate 1, 2, and 3 franchise, but it's like an entirely separate thing. The real question I have for them is, why did they do that? Like, why did they think that they should stray from the method that has worked so well in inspiring an entire generation of skateboarding games? Like, the Skate 1, 2, and 3 changed everything compared to the Tony Hawk skater games and anything like it. It's a totally separate thing that revolutionized everything, and people loved these games, including myself. So I'm just a little confused why they thought they should stray from it and do their own thing. I don't know, there's very clear and distinct differences between this game and the other skate games. The main one being the graphics, as you can tell. I have some discrepancies with the graphics, as most people do. It's very cartoony. It feels like it's being marketed to a younger audience, which I guess isn't a horrible thing, but if you take into account what the old skate games used to look like, it's a very stark contrast from something that a skater in the skating community would really represent with, if you know what I'm saying. Like a more gritty and grungy kind of vibe is what's associated with skateboarding as a whole. And for this company to go out and make this super cartoony Fortnite art style based game seems kind of like contradictive to what, skateboarding is as a whole. That's kind of what most people agree with. Like, I'm not just throwing stuff at the wall here. This is stuff that pretty much everybody agrees with. Not many people like the graphics. It's very over the top and childlike, and people don't like that. But big shocker, the skaters don't like this thing that's not It's not like a skater. Crazy. However, the one thing I do like about this game is the gameplay. The gameplay is very nice. I will say I don't have too many grievances with the game, the overall way the game works. It feels very smooth for the most part. Obviously it's still in, beta, so it's not perfect by any means, but it's something. The flick mechanic is still in. You can see they have like a little visual thing. You can do all the stuff, it's still on board with what the skate game did, which, I guess they did that. That is kind of the bare minimum, to be honest with you. Besides the glitchiness, the gameplay does feel very smooth, feels very genuine, I guess. It's not too over the top, but it's not too difficult. I feel like you can still do fun tricks and you can still do things that are challenging, but you can also just have fun and kind of just rot. The other thing I do like about this game, or can appreciate, is the progression system of the areas. So you do challenges around the map, right? Here's the map. Let me just zoom out for you. So there's 4 different areas, and each area has all of these challenges you can do. And when you do them, you get the RIP coins, I think they're called, the yellow tokens. You get those. And when you get enough of them, you can go to the shop and you can buy cosmetics with what you earn from doing the challenges. And each area, as you can see, there's only 3 right now. They don't have the 4th one out yet, but each area has their own boxes to like unlock, I guess. And you level up each area by doing the challenges. So Hegemont, for example, I have it at level 5 or rep 5, whatever. And each rep, you unlock a new box with stuff in it that you spend, and it gives you a random one of these, and you can kind of just buy everything in the box once. It's not like a random thing, or it's not like a gambling thing. You will get everything in the box at some point. You just have to keep buying it. And the more challenges you do, obviously you get more coins, you get more rep, and you unlock all these boxes. I do like that. I think that's kind of cool. I'm not sure if everybody agrees with that, but I do kind of like that system. They give players options for cosmetics, because I was going into this with the understanding that you weren't going to be able to do any cosmetics without handing over your wallet to EA. Because when they announced that this was going to be a free game, I knew there was going to be microtransactions, and I knew they were going to be bad. But I was kind of surprised with the fact that, I mean, yeah, look at this, $45. I mean, like, I don't know. I'm personally not one to spend money on these types of games. When the battle pass comes out, I will probably be buying it, because this is probably the only battle pass I'll ever get. But you have some cosmetics down here, and they reset every few days. Skater shop resets. They have a board shop, and this is the real kicker here. You thought this wasn't Fortnite with skateboards? Look at that. Sand Van Bucks, V-Bucks. Literally V-Bucks. Same color too. Or wait, no, not color. V-Bucks are blue. Never mind. I don't play Fortnite enough. V-Bucks. Literally V-Bucks. With a shop that changes every day. Getting any flashbacks, little kids? Yeah? I know I sure am. And the exchange rate is 100 V-Bucks for $1. Yeah, because 4.49, roughly $5 for 500. Yeah, so it's $1 for every 100. So if you want to buy these black shoes, $7, please. I don't know. I just don't see myself getting a lot of these cosmetics. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll change my mind later. That's microtransactions for you. That's EA. Is anybody really surprised with this? Is that $27? $27 for a skateboard? Okay, never mind. You get a couple things. But still, I personally would not spend $27 on this. Just saying. But who knows? Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me. But besides the Fortnite shop and the V-Bucks, the main progression system with the product boxes, I can really respect. I do like how they did that. So that is one thing that I can give the game. And that is about the end of the good things I have to say for this game, is the gameplay and the progression with the shop. The two things I can kind of get behind. Everything else, not really so much. A lot of the challenges they feel very repetitive. It's kind of the same thing over and over again. You just do a kickflip over this, or collect these wheels in this, just follow this line and collect all these wheels and do a trick over this. Do a grab, do all this, like, I don't know. It kind of feels very, like copy and paste, I guess is the right way to put it. So the challenges aren't really that fun. After a while, it does become kind of a grind to get all the coins, but it's not the end of the world, really. I wasn't too focused on the challenges to begin with, to be honest. I'm more of a fan of the sandbox aspect of it, where you could just skate forever and just kind of relax. So I wasn't too upset with that, but that's definitely something to keep in mind for people that are, you know, going to be playing the game. If you were somebody who was very focused on the challenges, don't be too surprised. I'm gonna be honest. Skate 3 had a good variety of challenges and some interesting like aspects to them. These kind of feel very copy and paste. And I want to touch on something I feel like people kind of forgot about. There was this big selling point to Skate 4. It was all about the parkour, but the fact that you could jump from building to building and whatnot. And yes, you can, but I feel like it got very glossed over, and it's not something that I see being talked about with a lot of these videos. So here's a pretty good example. We're just kind of in the middle of Hegemont here, around these buildings, and here's a building we can climb up. Obviously, you can kind of tell this is something that you can interact with. I don't know like why a building would have this on the side, but yeah, you can just climb up this. And yeah, the feature's cool and all, but I haven't seen a lot of areas where it comes into hand to do like actual parkour other than to just spam the A button on a wall that looks obvious to climb up. I don't know. I guess I was expecting a little more from the parkour, because I remember that being something people were super excited about. And it, like me included, I was very excited about the parkour, and it just kind of turned out to be like a little climbing bonus that you can do. Which, I mean, it's not bad. I like it, but I was just kind of hoping for a little bit more, I guess. Like parts of the map that felt like parkour oriented almost. I don't know. Another thing that I really, really don't like about this game, one of my least favorite things about this game, is the tutorial assistant V, that little robot icon over there. That, if any of you have played Skate 3, you'll know who Coach Frank is, the GOAT. He was the tutorial guy for Skate 3, and he made Skate 3 a part of what it was. He really encapsulated a perfect skating tutorial, starting out on flat ground, doing all the basics, and being kind of funny, actually funny. This robot is so annoying. There is nothing about this that tells skater to me at all.
That's it. You are set for success. Go hit it.
Really? That was the best that EA could come up with? A feminine robot voice to describe skating? Like,
Exactly in the right spot. Don't forget, you can always adjust action facts.
it's so like witty too. It always has some like little witty remark to make, no matter what. And it's just really annoying and not funny at all to anybody in any sense ever. Like, who genuinely is like, yeah, I love the robot in Skate 4. I love I love V. I think she adds so much to this game. Nobody's saying that. Nobody is saying that. Everybody hates V. AI replaced Coach Frank. Rest in peace, Coach Frank. What a goat. God, that really makes me mad. I don't know why. It really isn't that big of a deal, but to me it is. To me it is. I think it is. You know, nothing really says skating like a female robot that always has some witty remark to make. This is like some coming of age, like school movie with some quirky high school students. Like, it just doesn't fit at all. It doesn't fit. There is no part of me that fits into skating at all. Like nothing. I can't think of any reason why a feminine robot voice with witty remarks says anything about skating. I watched some like coming of age middle school movie, and one of the kids has a skateboard at one point, and it's like skating through the halls at school. Like nobody's ever done that. That's not a thing that happens. But they're like, you know what? That actually says a lot about skating, and I think we're gonna take inspiration from that. And of course, some like demographic warrior of a movie is like, we gotta hit all of our minority points, so we're gonna include a female skater because girls skate too, which they do. Okay, nothing wrong with girls skating, but representation of the majority is kind of, what you go for. It's guys that make up a lot of skating, and so I feel like if you're gonna represent skating, it's probably gonna be a guy. I don't know. Maybe I'm just geeking here, but a feminine robot too. Like they couldn't think of anything else. Like human, at least a human. Like, so for each of the areas, there's like a certain character that helps you do some stuff. Like that guy that was talking earlier. That's okay. It's okay. I can appreciate that it's a human at least, and he looks like he skates, so that's cool. I just don't know why they had to make the main voice of the tutorial a feminine robot with some witty coming of age middle school remarks. It pisses me off, honestly. It actually makes me really mad. Huge tip for anybody that's gonna play this game. I would honestly just do this before you even like touch. Like the second you have access to settings, do this. Go to settings, go to audio, and gameplay V comments. Disable them. It'll make the experience 100 times better. Make it so much more enjoyable. So much more enjoyable. You won't have a robot being like, "Ooh, that looked like it hurt. Try again." Bitch. Another grievance I have about this game, and like everybody has about this game, is that there's no offline mode. Like you can't play by yourself. Meaning that if you don't have internet, you just can't play this game. Like you just straight up, you just can't play it. And that's gonna be kind of annoying if you just can't. You have to have internet. I think that's really dumb. I see no need, no reason for there to not be a solo mode. Like, why does it have to be live service? It just makes EA more money, really. At the end of the day, like just having it online just makes them more money. So, of course, they're gonna want to make people play online. Whatever. Just something small, but still kind of annoying and unnecessary from the skate team, I think. With all this being said, I feel like there's something to say about the actual soul of this game. Like overall, what the game feels like, what the game stands for, what it is, its integrity. It feels very I'm not sure the words to describe it other than kind of empty, kind of like a cash grab for children. It seems like a lot of games nowadays are just going for what's going to make them the most money instead of what's going to make the game best. And I get it. At the end of the day, making games is a business, okay? I'm not going to fault them for that. It just kind of sucks. It just kind of sucks to see that game developers don't really want to make something that they love. They'd rather make something that they're okay with and makes the most money with children. They're gonna market the game to children, no matter who it's for. It takes a part out of this game that Skate really mastered, I feel like. something gritty and grungy and very authentic to the skating community. They kind of just took that away with this game and were like, kids are gonna like our game. That's what they're gonna like. No one else. And I don't know. Maybe at the end of the day it'll make them more money. Maybe people love that. I just don't. And I view the game as very empty because of it. It feels like there was so much potential for more, and they kind of just tossed it aside to make an extra buck. But you know, like, what do you expect? It's EA. So if you expected anything else, you're kind of psyching yourself out. You're kind of the one to blame for that, to be honest. And with all of this being said, I hope you can kind of understand without me having to explain why this isn't a continuation in the Skate franchise. It's a completely different game. It's not Skate 4, it's just Skate. Like, imagine Mario, right? You have Super Mario, like the first Mario, and you have like Super Mario 2, Super Mario 3, and then you have like some spin-off game like Mario and Sonic at the Olympics, like some random spin-off game like that. That's kind of what I view this game as. It's a game where it's not really in timeline with anything else. It's just kind of its own thing, and not like it's one of those games that kind of just gets forgotten about. I don't want that to be what this is, but I'm just saying that I wouldn't be surprised if that's what it comes to. Because once these servers shut down, you're not going to be able to play it. Like, that's the reality. So if you thought you can play, like, people play Skate 3 to this day. That is a 15-year-old game, and people are still playing it. That's how you know whatever you did, it worked. And I think this is a game that will just not follow in those footsteps in the slightest. So I hope that kind of made sense. I know I'm kind of rambling and yapping, and a lot of it's not really structured, but I really just want to share my opinion and thoughts on this game, because a lot of people wanted, including myself, wanted to believe that this was the Skate 4 we've been waiting for all these years. But it turns out that it's just another game. It's like Skater XL or Session. It's just another one of those skate games. It's not a continuation of our favorite franchise. And as much as we want to believe it and manifest it, it'll never come. The day will never come. I think this was, a lot of people had hope that this would be the final chance for their favorite game series to get an edition, and for them to have a breath of fresh air in a new game that will last them for the next 15 years. But unfortunately, that's not what we got. And that was kind of our last chance, I think. I really highly doubt that there will ever be a Skate 4. With how long it took to even get a skate game by EA approved, nothing will ever compare to what the original 3 skate games have done for skateboarding games as a whole. It revolutionized it like nothing anyone has ever seen before, and it made it something that spread to so many people that would have otherwise never been into skating. And now it's kind of come to its final breaths. I see this as the chance of Skate 4 as a person. Let's imagine the chance of Skate 4 being a thing as a person. They're on their deathbed, and these are their final moments. We're about to plug the cord with this one. We're about to cut the life support of our hopes and dreams that Skate 4 may become a reality. And now we are left with our weird uncle that has some dementia problem, and now we kind of just have to take care of this random strange uncle guy that's really weird that we've never talked to. That's kind of how I'm viewing this, if that adds any perspective to how I'm feeling and how I feel a lot of people in the community are feeling. I hope I worded this well. Let me know in the comments if you have any other thoughts on this, if you think that there's anything else that needs to be said. I think I included the most important parts. I just wanted to let off some steam because there's some built up, and it's honestly more of a sadness than it is an anger with this game. It's a disappointment that EA disappoints once again. Like, big shocker, right? Big shocker. The day that video games become something of essence and not a cash grab is a day we may never see again. And that's kind of a great lesson to be learned from this new Skate game. It's realizing that essence is no longer important to game developers, more of how much money can we make. It's unfortunate, but it's the way it is. It's also kind of why I've stopped playing a lot of new games. If you've seen my channel, I don't really play newer games. I play Dead by Daylight, I play Black Ops 2, sometimes Black Ops 3, and yeah, sometimes Roblox. I'll give Roblox a pass, but other than that, a lot of the games I play are games that have existed for a long time and have already established a love in my heart for them. This, for me, was the last time I would ever be excited for a game coming out. I've told this to a lot of people. Gaming, for me, I'm kind of getting to the age where gaming's no longer appeasing to me. I guess it's not really an age thing, because people play video games at all ages. I'm not saying that anybody older than me needs to stop playing video games. I'm just saying that I'm at an age where I have other responsibilities and hobbies and things I like to do, to the point where gaming isn't really everything. You know, I can go outside and see my friends. I can go and skate in real life. I can go play guitar. I can do so many other things. Gaming it's a part of my childhood. It always will be. And there will always be a special place in my heart for the few games that have made my childhood. And I will continue to play those games when I have free time. But this was the last chance for something new to be born out of my love for gaming. And this was another thing of pulling the life support, and now we just have the weird uncle that we have to take care of that we've never seen before. So, yeah, that's kind of how I view it. I don't know if anybody else shares that sentiment, but that's all I have for today. Expect more skate videos in the future, because despite all of the things I've said today, this is still a fun game to play. It's still something I can turn my brain off to and have fun and enjoy. I've been playing this game this entire time I've been talking. I don't know how long this recording has been. It's been roughly 40 minutes now. So I've been playing this game and I haven't really been noticing time pass. So that's all I can really ask for. It's just a game that I can enjoy skating around and rot to. Anything more than that is, I guess, me asking too much. So we'll just leave it at that. Song of the day is going to go to the entire Hyper Youth album by Joey Valence and Bray. I have not talked about this album yet, but I know it's song of the day, but chill on me. It's an album today. We're going big today, because I couldn't choose just one song from this album. So many good songs are on this album. I really can't just list them all off right now. I want you to go check out the album. It's about living in the moment and not being afraid to dance. It's about growing up, accepting that you're getting older and that things aren't the same, things are changing, but that's okay, and living with those changes. It's an amazing album with a great message, and overall it's just really groovy. I love listening to it. It's a great listen. I recommend it to everybody. Everybody should check out the album. Check out Joey Valence and Bray. I've been loving them for a really long time. They're great artists. And yeah, that's all I really have to say. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day and make sure you're living life the way you want to. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.